Hey everyone, this is CybrCld back in from Hawaii. This is take 2 of this recording because I just realized I want to use more of the middle mouse scrolling, a little bit more smoother. And what we're going to have here is we're going to have a game between me, CybrCld, the red Zerg over here, and a friend over here named Watt, also from Hawaii, because we like to represent. Anyways, middle mouse scrolling a little bit more smoother. Realize, check that out, looks beautiful. More smoother, you don't get the little mouse dragging. I gotta get off from this because it just looks a little bit shaky. I want to make it more smooth thing. Anyways, I just did it again. That's what I use during gameplay. Anyways, this is diamond level play. I am a diamond Zerg. My friend over here, what? He is a platinum Protoss, but he can keep up with me. I don't know if he just has a special gift for Zerg or maybe it's just my kryptonite. I'm not really sure. Over here, doing this extractor trick. If you haven't heard about this extractor trick yet, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start the extractor up. Start your drone and then cancel the extractor. What happens when you start any building unit, it's gonna remove this guy from existence. He's no longer a drone, he's a building. Once he's building, start another drone up and that does not cancel. It's gonna push you into 1110. And people say, well, what does that do? And you're trying to shave off seconds, really. What it does is that it moves your larva count just a little bit ahead. You don't want to stack in at 3 larvae because it just stops larva production at 3, unless you're using spawn larvae with a queen, of course. So over here we got green going for a Forge Fast Expand. Forge Fast Expand, very common build. It's a macro build. If you're trying to learn Protoss, definitely one of the builds I would suggest using. It's mainly against Zerg, because what you can do is you can wall off over here with a gate and cybernetics core and drop maybe 1 or 2 cannons in the back. This is going to hold off the Zerglings, make it very hard for Zerg to push up, and then you just macro hard. Otherwise, over here I'm going for my 14 hatch. 14 hatch, 13 pool is my usual build, especially on a 4 spawn map over here. But if you have the micro capabilities while you're scouting, it's always good to hold off the hatch as long as possible. Watt over here likes to drop this little pylon just to annoy me, forcing me to drop a 14 pool and a 13 gas. This is gonna force me to throw down some, get some lings up, push him all the way over here, kill this first, and then get my hatch ammo out. On the other hand, he's already starting his Nexus. So since he scouted me, he is not expecting me to do any early harassment or anything like that. I just want to get my macro up. Zergs love their macro, although some players do enjoy their harassment, whether it's by mutas, speedlings, or whatever shall come. Anyways, while over here, starting his gate over here, getting that first cannon. Probably going to start that cybernetics core in a bit. Is he going to do it? 130... 140, 150, and cybernetics core. I just noticed the life all the way down to 1 HP. Barely survived that, but did get that 20 shield back. Finally getting that pylon down, my 4 lings. Got that 14 hatch down at the 20 mark. Another build for people who are unfamiliar with Zerg or want to learn Zerg is, this is considered a safety build used by other players. Who do I know uses it? Not really quite sure. I know that Maga likes to use a 16 hatch build, which is very late, a lot more unsafe. This is a safety build. You're going to go 14 pool, 13 gas. You can get your first 100 gas just for your speed upgrade, just in case Protoss decides to do any early harassment over here. And then you're going to do 1 queen, 6 lings into a 20 supply hatch. If you're wondering why I say 20 a lot of supplies, I did play in Broodlords. I got links. Checking out this ramp really quick though. But I did play in Brood Wars. Everything about Brood Wars, there was no timer, so everything to me is supply. Everything is supply. I do build orders by supply. Not to mention, I don't like looking in 2 different directions at the same time. Although you do have your mini map. Oops, sorry. You do have your mini map right here. I don't like looking at that timer. It's just not me. Another thing I like to do when I'm Zerg is I like to get spare queens. So right now I've got 2 queens over here. On walking out, I did drop that creep tumor, but I probably will start my 3rd queen. And over here, as you can see, I'm taking my 3rd hatchery. There's 2 ways to counter Forge Fast Expand. If you look at a lot of Idris games, one way you can do it is you counter with Speed Roachling. And what you do is, as soon as you see this Nexus go down, or you see that low pylon, you're going to drop a Roach a roach den at your base, and then quickly get as much roaches and lings as possible. Once you get 6-7 roaches, start pushing up. But what this does is it gives you the long range advantage, because instead of this wall getting up here, you can just over here sit your roaches at the bottom over here and then shoot this over here. But this does work better on other maps where there's not a different ramp. The links, for example, oh, sorry, I don't want to do a chat. What's the other map? So some other maps where there's no cliff over here, you can do a 2-prong attack. You can have roaches come up here, try and snipe all these buildings, because sometimes these cannons a little bit more further back, and do a ling rush at the same time. Unless you're OGS MC, who has done some amazing holds, you can hold it off with a lot of force fields. So right now you'll be able to see Watt going for the mass entry, just in case I do decide to do an early push, which obviously I'm not, because I'm shooting up for that third hatchery. Just getting my gases right now. 4 gases going into an Evo chamber. Well, right now, Watt is getting his robotics facility, getting that +1 weapons. I always like to get my Evo chambers around 30 to 40. Sometimes go about 45. I've been doing this lately. This is something you've been trying. I always like to try new things against my friends, because I kind of use them as the my level of, I don't know, trying some things new. So what we have here is getting my Evo chamber. I don't know what's coming at me. Usually when Zerg 3-hatch expand, the whole point is learning to defend yourself, because once you learn how to defend yourself, you can macro up, out macro, get a bigger army, get those upgrades, and counter the world with them. So right now, Protoss will tend to do is sometimes to do 1 Stargate harassment or 2 Stargate harassments. Right now he's going to robotics, and he's going for that dropship. Apparently, I believe he's going to drop me. I do not have sight this one area. He could come over here, drop this, and attack me. Obviously, since I played this game, I do know what happens, but we're just going to leave that to the viewers to live the moment with me in my crisis of doom. Anyways, getting that +1 attack. He has those 6 sentries I was talking about, just in case he needs to do that force field defense in case those roaches come up. We're going to go to the income tab over here. You can see that I'm a lot higher right now. I'm at 52 harvesters, 2 watts 41, but the food supplies are the same. Right now I'm solely surviving off queens and some lings. Watt doesn't really know this. I have a overlord over here, which I use to scout out these expansions, so I know when he's expanding, but I am probably going to move this. I don't know where he's going right now. Probably want to move him over here, so I know when he gets his 3rd expand. This guy's crawling along the wall, aiming off to drop over here. As you can see that line, he's going to drop straight into the mineral line. Let's see where this goes. Anyways, I know he's still on 2 bases, so I should expect an army to come soon. There's that army coming up here, so I'm going to start linging up. Another new thing I want to try here is I want to try an infestor play. I noticed you can always learn a lot from pro games, and it's really a whole thing to try yourself. Just get that infestor pit, but here comes the drop. Over here into the base, we got 1, 2, 3 zealots and a stalker going in. So now I see this coming. I'm going to run all these drones to my 3rd base because I know it's empty. So he should start going for tech. I'm not really sure why he's going for the gas. I did scout this coming in, by the way. So I know that's coming. So what I did was I decided to send my queens, because usually queens can do really well against this. But I did not expect him to warp more units at the same time. So he was going to be taking out the queens. I'm not really microing a bit. I'm moving his 4 caller. I want to take this out as soon as possible because I know he's warping in units. I'm going to have to bring in the whole army. What I had expected, though, is that he would use these guys to bring him in and then push and then double prong attack me at the same time, which I did mention to him after. I thought it would be a lot more effective. Nick realizes, or Watt realized, that this battle is definitely not going to go down as well as he'd like it, so he's going to use these stalkers to go ahead and scout. Anyway, he's not really going to find much, except that I have a 2nd hatch. I'm not quite sure if he's seen this hatch yet. Let's go down to the view. No, he does not know that I have that 3rd hatch. He's going to leave that zealot here, and he's starting to bunker down. Thing about higher level players is you really have to, you know, these guys are really just gutless. These guys are the balls to the walls kind of players. Having cleaned this up, I'm going to move my drones back. I know I'm losing a lot of mineral time over here, but I am ahead, keeping that minerals down as soon as possible. Or not soon, as much as possible, I should say. Another one thing about macro games, you want to keep your resources as low as possible. So macro games is really learning how to keep those down. I did get the Overlord speed. I don't want them shooting down if something does go wrong. I see there's two Colossus coming in, but I did start getting that Infestor research. You want to get that extra energy in as soon as possible before you start harching these. That way, I will have some fungal growths as soon as they pop out. Over here we got the third hatch. Got a few spores over here. I was expecting Stargate or possibly DTs. Did not expect that drop. That was a little bit more effective than I thought it would be. Now we have a base over here sitting outside of the creep. He knows that I'm just waiting and I'm macroing up. He's trying to get a couple of more stalkers in there. If we go to APMs, we can see I'm at about 110. Just to show you that I am a little bit worthy. Here comes a battle over here. Usually stalkers. Here comes Lings pulling back. We want to get these as close as possible. Gonna get that surround. Nick not using that force field as usual, pros. I did get a couple fungals off. Now I am spawning these. Probably should have pulled these back, but I do not have much use in Infestor yet. I'm not much of a Infestor player, so to say. I do know they're amazing, especially those neuroparasites. I did spawn more of these. Right now I'm doing Ling and Ling Infestor. I know some of the common builds use Ling Infestor. I'm getting this macro hatch over here. Macro hatch because I am starting to top over 1,000 minerals. When you top over around 1,000 minerals, just get another hatch up, get another queen. So again, I got the creep working over here, and is he gonna do another push? He's pulling back, and yes, I guess he was expecting Roach because he did get that Immortal. I'm gonna drop a couple more fungals, and this seems to be working out. To tell the truth, it happened a lot more effective than I thought. Did not know why I threw this Overlord over here. They are gonna shoot him down. Lings coming as soon as possible. We're going back to that production tab. Got 22 Lings in production and 5 Colossus. I mean, not Colossus. Got 5 Corruptors coming in. I know that he has Colossus now, so I am going to be doing Corruptors. And the thing about doing Corruptors is it's a good transition into, or Infestors as well. If you go into Infestors, it's a great way to go between different tactics. So I got those +2 upgrades, and I need to upgrade to a Hive. From Hive Tech, I can go to Ultras. From Corruptors, I can also go into Broodlords. It really depends what I want to do from here. Like I said, I was topping those minerals a little bit, so now I'm going to start another hatchery over here. Over here, Nick's Watt's starting to get his second expansion, guarding it with the rest of his army. Let's see. Over here, you can see Nick really supplying out those cannons right now because he was expecting Mutalisk to follow this. I do not really enjoy having 4. I think that's a little bit over commitment, but if you have the minerals, why not? But he was only on 2 base. He does know I'm on 3 base. I don't think he should be spending his minerals here. For me, for his preference though, is to have 2 pylons and spread these out and get at least 4. I like to have 1 here and 1 over here at both places and some in the middle. Anyways, probably gonna take a pause here because I don't want to take the make this video a little bit too long. This seems like a really good place to stop and pause. Here we go. We're gonna come up in the next video in just a bit.